a report this week that Meghan has kind of moved on from the family drama, but Harry hasn't. And as you'd suspect, it's his family. But what do you think that means for the Sussexes going forward?
I suspect there might be some sort of tension. Of course, I don't think Meghan is unsympathetic to Prince Harry. He spent his whole life as a working royal, and he was always in that fold. Britain is his home, and for him to leave it and only sort of come back sporadically, for his children to not be able to come and take part in what he considers a part of their heritage, I suppose is quite painful for him. And obviously, Meghan didn't grow up in the royal family. She doesn't have those deep ties. I believe that what wounded Prince Harry the most was having to give up his military titles and all the things that have come with his years of service as a working member of the royal family, but also as a soldier. Now, of course, Meghan is not known for having a stellar relationship with her broader family. I believe the only people and members of her family she still has any sort of significant relationship with are her mother and her cousin. On the father side of the family, it's completely a non-starter. So you can somewhat understand that Meghan wouldn't have the same sort of feelings about sort of Harry's departure from the royal family more broadly, and the UK, and what that would do to him. I don't know the extent, and no one really knows the extent to which this has caused strain on their marriage. Of course, Prince Harry has been in the US for 4 years now. I know as a child it's not easy to move to a different country, but as an adult it's certainly not easy, particularly on behalf of your family, when you feel like you were forced out of a role that you seemingly loved. But the extent to which this has caused problems in their marriage, we don't yet know. There have been rumors that Meghan is probably not keen on returning to the UK for obvious reasons. She's not very well loved here by the majority of the public. But again, we don't know. This is all speculation. This might actually, the marriage might actually be a way for Harry to cope from his departure from Britain and the royal family more broadly. We don't know, but we can see how that would cause a strain.
And as a corollary to that, quite the statement from royal commentator Angela Levin that Harry's terrified that Meghan would leave him. I mean, no one wants to see a relationship split, and particularly when kids are involved. And what's your view on that comment?
I think that's not based in any sort of reality. Again, like I said, we don't know any of this. We don't know the nature of their relationship. We don't know the dynamics. Obviously, no one who's married with children wants to have a separation. It's quite traumatic for not only the couple, but the children involved. There'll also be significant logistical hurdles. Prince Harry has been fighting for years now to even get his armed protection back here in the UK so that he can feel safe bringing his family over. If they were to separate, what would happen? What would happen to his visa application? Would he stay in a different part of the US and commute to see his family? Would he move to the UK and hope to do some sort of transatlantic relationship? That's obviously not the ideal case for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So this is obviously just a rumor and it's based on Angela Levin's opinion, but we don't have any evidence of that just yet. So we'll just have to wait and see how things unfold.
And it's also been reported, and again this year, that the Sussexes haven't been invited to Trooping the Colour. Was that expected?
Yes, it was expected. They are no longer working members of the royal family. It's not surprising that they've not been invited to Trooping the Colour. And many people are still hoping that Princess Catherine, even though she's undergoing cancer treatment, will make an appearance. It's now unlikely, but you never know. The royal family can always pull surprises. We know that the king has really been trying to get back in his role as king, even though he's had to sort of step back, and they've made some adjustments with his appearance at Trooping the Colour to accommodate for the fact that he's still undergoing chemotherapy. To have the Sussexes anywhere near the royal family at this precarious time, when 3 members of the royal family have significant health issues, would not be a very wise thing to do. It's not surprising at all, and it's an invitation I suspect the Duke and Duchess of Sussex would reject, because they don't feel safe here in the UK, because, like I mentioned before, their automatic right to armed security has been removed. So there's even no point in making that invitation, when in all likelihood they would probably reject it.
And on to the King, and we understand the King will host the Japan state visit. There was a query at one stage whether he would be able to, given his health. What's planned and who'll be involved?
So the Emperor and Empress of Japan have been invited. This was actually supposed to take place, the state visit was supposed to take place in 2020. So it's been delayed for 4 years due to COVID. And the visit has been significantly amended. They actually land in the UK. They arrive in the UK on Monday, but the official state visit will happen on Tuesday. And that's because the Emperor and Empress want to go and visit their old college of Oxford University. And so they want to have some personal time here in the UK before they embark on these state duties. Obviously, this is very important. The timing is also quite unfortunate because there is a general election on July 4th. So the main political elements of the state visit have been removed. But we know that senior working members of the royal family will be out and about. Prince William will go to their hotel room to greet them once they arrive. The Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh as well will also be involved in the state visit activities. We know that the king is going to be quite involved, the king and the queen. The king has actually visited Japan on numerous occasions while he was Prince of Wales. And so we know that he has deep ties to Japan and the Japanese royal family. So the state visit, as was originally planned, will probably go ahead in the exact same way that it's expected. State visits are very formulaic here in the UK, but obviously there will be political elements that will be removed to make it appropriate for the fact that there is an upcoming general election. And the king has also had to step back on certain duties because of the election.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And thank you so much for joining us, Esther Krakue. Excellent observations as always.